Hi, Minotaur here. This video is about my encounters with the new bosses from the Atlas, the 4 Guardians and the Shaper. I've started the Essence League with a Marauder Chieftain using the War Chief totems. At first with a PoE and later on with Facebreaker gloves. Solid build, although wearing an Abyssus has serious consequences for endgame. So I made a second character, a Pathfinder CI Blade Vortex, the meta build at this time. Crafting CI gear has never been better. I ran around with 2 Chaos Explosion wands, great clear speed. With this build I made most of my currency I needed to get strong enough for the Shaper. For the end game bosses I eventually upgraded each piece of my gear and dropped the dual wield for dagger and shield. Up first, the Phoenix Guardian. I decided to approach the fight with a strong defense, so I equipped the maximum fire resist shield. I also changed the flask into a ruby flask. There's lots of fire damage in here. I learned new fights in the Essence League I did not practice on standard. Conclusions. The wind up attack hurts. It's nice to have Fortify up when it hits you. The birds do a lot of fire damage and are really annoying if you let them build up, so my strategy was to kill them by zapping around with Whirling Blade. 2 flies in 1 stroke, generating Fortify and fast charges. The fight would take a bit longer, but you would be sure to get the kill. Next Guardian, the Chimera. There is one really important phase in this fight. People call it the smoke phase. Here you see me whirling around like a headless chicken. I just wanted to avoid the projectiles killing me slowly but steadily. The trick is to jump into all the smoke clouds and find the boss. When you bump into him, he appears and the nasty smoke phase ends. The boss is immune to poison and perhaps bleed too. Good physical mitigation is key for this fight, and flask management of course. Next Guardian, the Hydra. My first Hydra run was really hard. It triggered a prophecy, making it twins. Still I managed to kill them both, getting 2 Shaper keys. The most important thing about this fight is to backstab the boss. Keep whirling behind them and their shots will not hit you. That cannot really be done with twins of course, but for single Hydras it works like a charm. If you equip a cold resist shield and a sapphire flask, the frost orbs shooting through your screen will not hurt you much. It's better to focus on the boss than on the flying orbs. Up next, the final boss, the Shaper. One important thing I learned in my first fight is the Vortex mechanic. The black hole balls fly around the battlefield, and sometimes they wait idle in a corner and sometimes they will follow you. When you touch them, they change to a damage over time puddle. It deals cold damage, I believe. If you step on the vortexes in the wrong place, let's say in the middle of the room, and you do that a lot of times, then you can no longer stand there safely. This has big consequences when you need to hide an immunity bubble that Sana makes. Another important piece of information is when you stay on top of the Shaper, he does not foul slam. If you walk all over the place, he will slam and it hurts a lot. That's why face tanking is best. So if you can face tank him, where he does his Kamehameha beam for example, you gotta have insane leads. From Finctus Flask for example. Alright, that was it. And remember where you place those puddles. Thanks for watching.